Good afternoon, I'm Jessica Cartalia, and here are some of the stories that WJZ is working on today.
I'm Mike Helgren, back at the federal courthouse this morning for the second week in the police corruption trial of detectives Daniel Herschel and Marcus Taylor. Last week we heard some really explosive testimony about fraud and abuses within the department. The trial wrapped up for the week on Thursday, and prosecutors showed off a fake badge that Detective Taylor used to use, along with a replica weapon that they say he would have in his vehicle to plant on people just in case there was trouble. There was a lot of talk about how through their chain of command, Baltimore City Police condoned overtime fraud as long as this specialized unit and others were getting guns and criminals off the streets. As many as 4 to 8 hours of overtime per gun in this case. The trial will continue. We expect to have 3 other former detectives who pleaded guilty in this case testify, along with other victims of theft of these officers, or robbery really is what the prosecution is saying. Actually, Herschel's defense is saying it is overcharged and mischarged. He says his client stole money, but he's not guilty of a crime of violence at all. And Detective Taylor's defense attorneys have argued that the prosecution witnesses simply aren't credible. That's the latest from the federal courthouse. I'm Mike Helgren for WJZ.
BGE will be sending 24 of its employees from right here in Baltimore to help restore power in Puerto Rico. Now, we got to witness the first phase of that effort. They're starting to transfer the equipment that will be transferred from the port in Wilmington, Delaware to the island of Puerto Rico. They're sending 24 employees, bucket trucks that will be put on barges and head in that direction. Now, the crew will include overhead workers, leadership, and support personnel. They have lots of experience in this type of work. 40% roughly of the island is still without power, nearly 4 months after Hurricane Maria. The areas with the roughest terrain have been a challenge for workers there. They're getting some help from Exelon, and that includes the BGE workers that are heading down there. In total, 140 employees system-wide will be there helping to help restore power on this island that was hit so severely.
Much more on these stories and more later today on WJZ and WJZ.com.